The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's docuseries Netflix trailer, which was unveiled on December the 1st during the Prince and Princess of Wales's visit to Boston, has been characterised as a declaration of war on the royal family. Observers have even suggested it was specifically designed to derail William and Kate's already troubled US tour. But the movie-style trailer, which depicts the Waleses as the sinister antagonists in the Sussex's story of woke victimhood, accomplishes much more than that, and they are well aware of it. It is proof that, in spite of a grieving King Charles's wishes, his connection with his younger son and daughter-in-law have now been irreparably broken down. There is no turning back after this brazen attack on the British monarchy, which comes just weeks after Queen Elizabeth II's passing and is tastelessly exploited in the recently released teaser by the inclusion of a picture of Meghan during the period of mourning. But it gets worse. Nobody sees what happens behind closed doors, Harry says. Cut from a picture of Meghan appearing to be in tears as she reads a new article on her phone to a picture of William and Kate, Charles and Camilla standing at their sides and glaring coldly into the camera. There is no subtlety in the message. Old-fashioned colonial royals, bad. Modern, woke-topian Sussex is good. Meghan then whimpers, "When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?" No, actually, when your track record of deception, manipulation and trust twisting is second to none. Everyone expected to hear more from Charles, Camilla, William and Kate, who the Sussexes are aware will always be kept silent by their responsibility as the king or the next in line. So Harry and Meghan are free to say whatever they want while mocking any response from the British media or the men in grey suits at the palace. Two organisations they dislike for giving them some hard truths over the years. The fact that the late Queen wouldn't have endured such an unfair ambush by her own flesh and blood, a subject that caused her much suffering in her later years, may be the only solace. The royal family have long been warned that Meghan's public destruction of her own family, the Markles, was just a teaser for what was to come from this highly manipulative Hollywood power player. With her husband's unwavering backing, she is undoubtedly heading straight for the Windsors at this point, consequences and all. Ground zero for Harry and Meghan's poisonous scheme to overthrow the royal family is Montecito. Of course, they've received a lot of assistance from their Hollywood paymasters, Netflix, a company that has spent the last 5 years trying to tarnish young Americans' memories of the Queen's reign. The US, at least in democratic states, is becoming more antagonistic to the royal family, as we saw with the regrettable smattering of boos for William and Kate at the basketball game in Boston, following that other TV work of fiction, Meghan's Life Fest with Oprah Winfrey. Being opposed to the monarchy is quickly developing into a thriving, woke industry in the United States. In an effort to portray the royal family as a hub of bigotry, it also means that every piece of Harry and Meghan's propaganda is presented as fact. Like Kate and William's tour to the Caribbean earlier this year, that became a PR disaster because one unfortunate photo opportunity that saw them meet delighted members of the public through a barbed wire fence. Because in the deranged bid to present the royals as racist relics, all sense of fairness goes out the window. See the hysterical response to the unfortunate comments of the 83-year-old best friend of the late Queen, Lady Susan Hussey, who was thrown under the bus after 60 years of loyal service to appease the woke mob yesterday. But King Charles and Prince William must be careful. In the ensuing hysteria following each scandal, they're making it clear that the late Queen never complained, never explained policy died with her. Such an approach comes with significant risks, like being humiliated by Reverend Mariama White-Hammond, Boston's Chief of Environment, Energy and Open Space, who used the opening of William's own Earthshot Awards to opine that he should consider the legacy of colonialism and racism on the degradation of land and our planet, in a clear nod to the toxic repatriations debate, as he had to sit silently listening. Rather than try and out-woke Harry and Meghan, Charles and William must take a much more aggressive approach. Today's trailer was just a tiny taste of what's to come from the destructive Montecito moaners over the next few weeks, and Harry's tell-all autobiography, Spare, next month, doing even more damage. So don't sit back and accept lies to be told, especially when it comes to the existential issue of whether the royal family is racist, a claim angry William quite rightly denied on the record following the Oprah interview. Of course, we all know what all this fury is really about: money, and lots of it. Harry and Meghan are only worth tens of millions to Hollywood and big business, while they are the embodiment of the British royal family, which should never be able to be bought. Enough is enough. The Sussexes can no longer be given the benefit of the doubt. The moment has come for Charles to go nuclear as well, by removing the royal titles from both his son and his wife. The next several months are going to be difficult and trying for the royal family, but we continue to take solace in the fact that Harry and Meghan are probably following in the footsteps of the disgraced Duke of Windsor and his American divorcee wife, Wallis Simpson, who, of course, the Duke of Windsor abdicated as king. The populace ultimately respects royals who devote their privileged life to serving their people rather than improving themselves.